Hey, what's up guys? It's Don here and welcome back to another jailbreak tweak video. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to get a true dark mode theme on your iOS device. Now, I'm not only going to be showing you how to get this system-wide, but also showing you some additional tweaks to get this on some of your social media apps so you can be more efficient and save some of that battery life. Now, before we get started, I'd like to say this is targeted towards iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 users because they come equipped with OLED screens. And that basically means when they have a true black image on their screen, the screen is actually turned off, saving them a little bit of battery life. Now, if you're using an older device, basically iPhone 7 and below, you guys have LCD screens, which means it is always on. So I don't recommend you go along with this video. But if true dark mode is very easy on the eyes for you, then go ahead and stick along. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so for our first tweak, it is a very old tweak that's been around in the jailbreak community, and it is called Eclipse X. It is a paid tweak, but I will tell you that it's very well worth it. So once you download it, install it, you're going to go into the settings and go into Eclipse X. You're going to want to enable it. You're going to have this tab at the bottom that says Applications. This will allow you to select the system applications and also third-party applications. For the third-party applications, I don't really recommend it. It's a little bit buggy on some apps. The only one I have it accepted for is for my third-party player. So if you go over here, it looks very perfect and all, but it is very buggy. If we go into the playing menu, you have this black bar on top. So that might occur with some apps, or for some apps, it just might crash the app absolutely every single time that you launch it. So you could go ahead and experiment with that, but as you can see here, it works very well for me. So if we go back into our settings, this is some of the apps I have enabled, which is your App Store. Then we have our clock, contacts. We have our iTunes, mail, messages, phone, photos, reminders, Safari, settings. Now, for weather, it doesn't really work. I actually use another tweak to get dark mode on that, and I'll show you how that looks in a bit. But for some of these, it might not work fully, but that's just how it is until they either update it or you just simply can't do it. But let me go show you my weather app. And this is how it looks with the dark mode using another tweak that I'm about to show you in a bit. It looks very cool and neat. So if we go back to our settings and look at some other options, we have disable in springboard and lighter table cells. I do not know what these two options do. I have enabled and disabled them, and I do not see a change in my iOS device. Now for the show cell separators, that's basically the little lines that you see separating every single tweak separately. I have that disabled so it could all blend in well, and it looks a lot cleaner in my opinion. You do have a respring option and a close all app because some of these apps don't require you to respring every time you enable this option on them. For the last two options, we have color options. Colorize cell detail text basically colorizes all your text into the tint color that you chose. So if we go into our text messages, all the text that you see will be blue. I think that looks very ugly, but that's really honestly all up to you. For our nav color bar, it's basically on the top here we see color settings. It's usually a different shade from the actual shade that you see in the middle. I have that matching, so I selected midnight. And for the bottom, it is theme. This will overall be the theme of your whole entire iOS device. For default, you're going to have night selected, which is a dark gray, but it's not actually fully true dark, so you're still going to be wasting some of that battery. So I recommend you choose midnight for that true dark where your screen will actually be turned off and you'll be saving some battery life. For tint color, that's just tint color of your little settings that you see up here, which is your reload spring, close all apps, tweaks, and basically anything that has the default blue color, you can change it to a color that you like. It does give you some options or some presets actually. You can change it to white, orange, pink, green, etc. I have it to the default baby blue because it just blends in overall, and also in some applications it doesn't really apply. So if let's say you selected red, you still will get some of that baby blue, because I just don't know why the tweak doesn't apply to some of those areas. But yeah, for our status bar color, I have it set to white, and that's how you see it right now. But let's say I had it set to baby blue, then our status bar icons up here, which is our time and date, signal, Wi-Fi, and battery percentage, they would be baby blue as well. And for custom colors, we actually have the option to select our own colors if they're not in the preset list that he gives you. So you go ahead and enable those and select your own favorite color. So we're going to go back here and go look at the more options. For more options, you have color keyboard. I do not recommend this because it doesn't work on all of the apps. So on some apps, you might still get that white default iOS color. And for some, it actually might work and give you that black midnight color that you have here selected. But I use a different app that I will show you in a little bit. So you can actually get that system-wide on all apps. The next option they have here is color loading screens. Now, if I'm correct, this is basically the little icon you get when, let's say, you're on 10% or 20% battery, or when you're unlocking an app with Face ID. That little loading screen will be that color that you select from this list. I have it as default. Actually, I'm selected to midnight, and you should get that as a midnight color. It might look good for the 10% battery one, but for the Face ID, I've seen it looks pretty ugly, but it's really up to you. The tint SMS bubbles, this will rely on the color that you picked for the tint color. So for tint SMS, let's say you're messaging somebody on Android, instead of being green, it will be baby blue, which I have selected. And the same applies for the option at the bottom. Let's say you have the red preset selected, then your iMessage bubbles will actually be red instead of blue. For the color SB status bar, I actually do not know what that does. I've selected it and I haven't seen the difference. But you can play around with some of the colors, and I think one of the colors might be affected, but I think it has to do with, okay, it has to do with the color status bar. So I have it white, so you won't see a difference. But let's say you choose pink and you have that selected, or the status bar color selected, then you will have a pink color status bar over your whole iOS device. On some apps, you might have it reverted to white. I don't know why it does that, but that's how it works. For dot color, that's not available for us yet, but it's coming soon, supposedly. And yeah, that is Eclipse X. Now for our next tweak, it's called NoctisXI. It is also a paid tweak and very well worth it. Now this will give us dark mode for our widgets. So if you see in the bottom, my dock is actually dark, and if I swipe to the right over here, our widgets are actually dark as well. And if you're on the lock screen and you get a text message or some type of notification, that widget will also be dark. So we're going to go back into our settings once you purchased it and whatnot. And we're going to go down into Noctis. You're going to have the option to enable it, of course, and toggle with Eclipse, which I don't like. It's a bit buggy here and there. Then we're going to have enable to applications. This tweak also enables dark mode for some applications. On some, it might do them very well. On others, it might not. So I don't really have that. Or actually, I don't really use it a lot. The only part where I do use it is on the weather app. So that's why I have it enabled. We have a true dark mode, which is totally dark applications. You want to have that enabled if you're going to use the first option, of course. And then we have invert tint color. This is basically like a smart invert. I don't recommend it, and it looks ugly. And in the bottom, we have enable presets. We have 3 presets in the bottom. So if some apps are compatible, you could do that. Select the compatibility mode, and if some apps are just black and white, you can select the smart invert mode, which I do not recommend. And then we have system or application system mode, which is your application modes. I honestly didn't see much here, but I just selected weather, as you can see all the way down here, and you have that selected. It also shows you your third-party apps, so I really don't know why it says system mode, but yeah. For other configurations, we have message mode. Now you can enable true dark mode on your iMessage app, but we use Eclipse X for that, so I have that disabled. We have light CC, so when Noctis is disabled, you will actually have the regular color of the widgets back, which is a lighter one. You also select enable tint color. You can actually have the widgets tinted into your favorite color. So let's say you like yellow and you enable it, you will have a yellow tint over those widgets. And you also have a slider to change the transparency. So you can have it mixed in with a little black, or you just want it all yellow. You could change this around with the little slider down here. We have the most important ones down here, which is dark folders, dark dock, dark widgets, dark notifications, dark media. And dark media is basically when you have your player playing on your lock screen, that will be dark as well. Then you have your respring and your disable update alerts and your enable optional patches. So if we take a look around here, this is how our folders look. They are dark. And we're actually going to go over here and play some music right quick. Might have to mute that. And if we lock our phone, lock it, you can see our widget is dark. I have a different tweak applied, so that's why it looks different. But if you have the regular Apple one, it will be dark as well. And what else did it say that it changes? Our notifications, I don't have any to show you. Actually, do I? No, I don't. So, but basically the widget will be dark as well. And honestly, that's it for Noctis. It basically touches other areas that Eclipse doesn't. So that's Noctis once again for you. And that's it. That's how you get true dark mode for your iOS system-wide device. So now it's time to focus on some social media apps. And the first social media that we're going to be doing is Facebook. For Facebook, I have two options. I have a client app and also the jailbreak tweaks, of course. Now, the first option is going to be called Friendly. It's an app on the App Store. And the reason I like this is because one, it provides a dark mode within the app already. It provides ad block for the cost of $1.99, of course, and it blocks all the annoying Facebook ads. And three, it is lighter than the original Facebook app, therefore saving me some battery life. Now, it has more features than the Facebook app, but I recommend you just go into the App Store and read up on those. I really would not like to mention those in this video. But let's go ahead and dive in at Friendly and how it looks like. So let's go up and open up the app, and I have the Pittsburgh Steelers page open up right here. And as you can see, the dark mode that it has is not a true dark mode, but a dark gray dark mode mixed with a little bit of true dark mode, as you can see around in these little bars. And yeah, that's pretty much how it looks. And I actually like the app. It also has Messenger built in. If you guys don't know, I boycotted the Facebook app for many years because I think it's absolutely stupid to have two apps, one for the platform and one to message your friends and your family. So that's another reason why I use this app as well. But yeah, that's pretty much Friendly for you. Now, if you like the original Facebook app and also the Messenger app, that's why we have Facebook Dark Mode. And yes, that is the name of the tweak. Now, this is a paid tweak, but it's very well worth it. And let's go ahead and take a look at our original Facebook app. So we're in our original Facebook app now, and this is pretty much how it looks like. We have a true dark mode over the whole device, as you can see from the top navigation bar and the bottom bar. For you guys, you're going to have a preset called Slate pre-applied when you first install the tweak. That's basically a dark gray theme. If you want this true dark mode, you're going to have to select the midnight preset that it gives you in the list. And this is how you get a true dark mode on your Facebook app. So let's go ahead and look at some of the settings for this tweak. So if we go into our settings, go into Facebook dark mode, you're going to have your enabled option, of course. You're going to have your toggle with Noctis, which is mostly going to give you the theme that you already have in Noctis. So all you have to do is toggle it and you're up and ready to go. But I have that turned off in my Noctis, so this most likely won't work for me. You have the option to enable a dark keyboard. Now I have a keyboard tweak, so therefore this doesn't work for me. But basically, if you don't have any keyboard tweaks installed, then you will get a dark keyboard to match along with your dark Facebook. For color options, we have theme, and like I said, you want to select midnight for that true dark mode on your Facebook. Then we're going to have use custom colors, which is not enabled, but if you do enable it, these are the custom colors you could change, which is your primary color, your secondary color, your bar color, then your text and color option. Now, the primary and secondary color, I do not know what they do, but I kind of don't care because we're going for a true dark mode here. So I just have midnight taking away the wheel. Anyways, that's pretty much all we have for this tweak, besides the enable remote login, which I have no clue what it does. But that's it for this tweak. Now, if you thought I'm just going to have a true dark mode for Facebook and not the Messenger app, you got me really messed up, because I also have a tweak for you that enables true dark mode on your Messenger app, and that is called Dark Messenger. Now, this is created by the same person and it is also a paid tweak. So, sucks, but it's very well worth it at the end. So, let's go take a look at our Messenger app for Facebook. So we're in our Facebook Messenger app, and as you can see, this is how it looks like, a true dark mode theme on your Facebook Messenger app. So if we go into actual messages, this is how it looks. And yeah, go into a message, and as you can see there, I'm gonna go show you some examples right now on some options that we have. So just remember these blue bubbles, and also remember these stickers, how they look so flawlessly outlined. So yeah, let's go dive into some of the settings for this tweak. So once we're in the settings, we go into Dark Messenger. This could be exactly the same as Facebook Dark Mode tweak, but with two different options at the bottom up here. So the sticker background color, I have it disabled because when you enable it, you get a square, a dark gray square behind the actual sticker, and it looks pretty bad, but that's pretty much what this option does. For the preserved chat bubble color, I have it enabled right now, so it's giving me the original Facebook color of the chat bubble. If I have it disabled, it'll give me a dark version of that chat bubble color. Now, that's really honestly up to you how you want it, but I don't like dark one, and I have it enabled. For themes, custom colors, like I said, it's the same as the Facebook dark mode tweak, and that's pretty much it on how to get true dark mode for your Facebook Messenger app. So on to our next social media app, Twitter. Twitter Customizer is a tweak I use to get a true dark mode theme on my Twitter app, and this is how it looks like. As you can see, it's a true dark mode theme, and I love it. Looks amazing and whatnot. Now, the developer of this tweak has 3 additional tweaks for the Twitter app, and they all look exactly the same. Some have more features, but I just stick to this one. So in total, it's actually 4 tweaks, but this is the one I stick to, the Twitter Customizer. So let's go ahead and dip down to some of the settings that this tweak provides. So if we go into our settings, we're going to have the enabled option, of course. We're going to have respring. Just a little heads up, you do not actually have to respring to have these settings applied. Just close out your Twitter app from the app switcher and open it again, and you should have your settings applied. So we have 2 options here. We're going to have 2 options to edit our night mode colors and also our day mode colors. Now, I use night mode all the time. I don't alternate going back between day and night. So I'm just going to be editing the night colors. So for our night text color, it's actually black or white. Actually, the username is actually a little bit gray. If you don't see right there, it's actually a different color code right there. It's like a slight tint of gray. I'm not sure if you can notice on the screen, but yeah. That's all I have for my night text colors. For our night colors, yours should be the same, I think. It's basically all black. Obviously, we want the true dark mode theme, so they're all black. For our presets, which is night and day, I have selected black. I think, yeah, it should be selected black. Black gives you the whole entire true dark mode. And for our messages in night and day, obviously we just want to edit the ones in night, which is right here in the middle. I have them, I think they're default, which is gray, that dark gray. And for our night, the bubbles are actually white. So if we go into one of our messages, This is pretty much how it looks like. That nice dark gray on the bubbles. The black URL looks pretty bad on my actual phone, but you guys see it perfectly on the screen. But yeah, that's pretty much how it looks like. And let's see if we have any more options here. The tint night and day. Now this is pretty much gonna be the colors for your Twitter app. So if you select black, if I'm correct, it's gonna give you everything in yellow. I put the tint color to the original, or try to at least get close to the original baby blue that the Twitter app uses. For the day color, I don't use that, so I left that as default. For the heart night color, I selected that to a dark gray. You could go ahead and copy that color code at the bottom if you like. For a night color retweet color, it's going to be a slight light green. I try to get close to the original color, but it's a little bit more darker and lighter. I'm not sure how to explain that, but yeah. And the rest is just day color options, which I do not use. For our conversation line, it's basically when you see a conversation and it has a big line on the left side. I try to get close, or actually I copied the same color over here. So I just go over here, go into this little number, copy, close, and paste it in the bottom. So it's the same color as the top one. And for our tab icon, night colors, which is at the bottom right here, where it says messages as our notifications and our search, I put that the same color so everything blends in nice and well, and it tries to look stock as possible. And honestly, I think that's all we had for the options. The rest is just day options, which I do not use, like I said. And yeah, that's pretty much Twitter Customizer and on how to get a true dark mode for your Twitter app. Stygian is the tweak I use to achieve a true dark mode on my YouTube and YouTube Music app. But it doesn't fully cover the entire app. I say it covers 95% of it, and this is what I mean. So if we go into our YouTube app, you see the upper bar still has that original YouTube dark mode that it gives us, and so does this recommended video, and also the bottom bar at the bottom that you see there. But if we scroll down, even if we go into some of our library inbox, it is a true dark mode theme. The same applies to our YouTube Music app. The bottom bar is a dark gray default color that YouTube gives us, but the rest is absolutely true dark. And that is Stygian for you. It's basically just plug and play, no settings to configure. And that's how you get a true dark mode for your YouTube and your YouTube Music app. And let's go on to our next social media app. Discord is the next app we'll be focusing to apply a true dark mode theme, and the jailbreak tweak I use is Harmony. And this is pretty much how it looks like once all applied. So as you can see, we have dark mode down here. Looks all nice. Take a look at the chat, and voila. Looks amazing, better than the ugly dark gray that Discord provides for us. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some of the settings of Harmony. So the settings are not a lot. It's pretty simple. You have your enable toggle. You also have show more separators, but as you can see by my Discord, I didn't see any, so I'm not sure what's up with that. We have our background color, which is the color that's going to affect our Discord, obviously. I have it to true black 0000. We have a tint color, which I think it's going to tint the channels, if I'm correct, the little highlight. And then we have two, or actually three, text color options. I think the first one is going to be your actual default text color when you see messages. Your primary, actually, I think that might be your primary one. But basically, all this affects is text. I think one of them affects the color of your channels. It's pretty weird, but this is pretty much my setup. All white for the text and the tint color. And for the background, it's all black. And you don't really have to respring when you apply these options. You just hit apply, close out your Discord app, and relaunch it again, and you have your settings applied. And that's pretty much it for Harmony on how to get true dark mode for your Discord app. Let's go on to our next social media app. Twitch is our next app we're going to be focusing on how to get the true dark mode theme applied. Now, yes, I know it might not be much of a social media app. You guys could argue back and forth about that. But anyways, the tweak we'll be using is going to be called TwiDark, and it's just a plug and play tweak. You download it, install it, and enable it in your settings. So we take a look here, going to TwiDark. All you have is the enable option, nothing else to configure. And if we go into our Twitch app, this is how it looks. Now, I'm not going to be watching a stream because my little recording software actually puts the whole video in full screen for me. And that's not what I want for this video. But I'm going to go ahead and browse around so you can go ahead and see this theme applied on our Twitch app. And yeah, boys, that's pretty much it for TweetDark and how to get a true dark theme on your Twitter app. Now let's go on to our next social media app. Instagram is our next app we're going to focus on how to get a true dark mode theme. Now the tweak we'll be using is called IGDarkMode. And this tweak is fairly simple. Download, install, and enable. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of our Instagram posts. Now, I do not use Instagram as a person, so I just create this account for you guys and follow like one person. And as you can see here, we have a true dark mode theme applied to our Instagram. Now, sadly, I can't show any messages or stuff like that, because I don't use Instagram at all. So, yeah, it sucks, but you kind of get the point here. So let's go take a look at some settings this tweak provides. It's not much and it's fairly straightforward. So we have color options. And as you can see here, we have our background color, our link color, our text color, our contact name color, our username color, heart color, and icon color. Pretty sure there's no explanation needed for what these do. It says it right away right there. So yeah, that's how you get a true dark mode theme on your Instagram using IGDarkMode. So let's go on to our next social media app. Amazon is our next app, and yes, I know it's not a social media app. I forgot to look at my list. Sorry. Anyways, the tweak we'll be using is called Amazon Night, and this tweak is a paid tweak, but very well worth it for those people who stay long on the Amazon app and have their eyes fatigue from getting that bright white light shined in their eyes. Anyways, it's pretty simple tweak, and the only options you have is the enable option or toggle and the enable dark keyboard. So if you don't have any other keyboard tweak installed, this will be enabled by default so the keyboard can match when you type something on the Amazon app. I have another keyboard tweak installed, so this does not apply to me, or actually doesn't work because yeah, I have the other tweak overlapping this little feature, so I'm actually turned that off. But anyways, this is how the Amazon app looks like. Now it's not fully covered in true black. The top search bar up here is a dark gray type of theme. And if we scroll down here, we have these little bars in the middle of between the items and the sections, but the rest is a true dark theme. And that is great, especially for those shoppers that take forever on the app. No offense, no shade. But anyways, that's how you get a true dark mode theme for your Amazon app using Amazon Night. Now let's go on to our next app. WhatsApp is the app we're going to be focusing on next. And honestly, guys, I do not use this platform, so I have no messages, no friends in this app whatsoever. So the showcase might be a bit poorly. But the tweak we'll be using is called WhatsApp Dark Mode. This is a plug and play tweak. You just download it, install it, no settings to configure. So let's go take a look at our WhatsApp. You can see it is in dark mode in our settings app. Our chat is a little bit bugged out, but I looked at the pictures in the tweak description, and it is all black. You guys might have conversations. Like I said, I have no friends, so there's no conversations here, and this is how it looks like. Kind of bugged out, but don't freak out. For our calls, it is also a true dark mode, as you can see there. No calls, no friends. Feels bad. Look at our status. This is also a almost full dark mode, but as you can see in our notification right there, no recent updates. That you will most likely not see. Who knows? But it is a true dark mode for your WhatsApp, and that is WhatsApp dark mode. Now let's go on to our next app. Gmail is our next app on our list, and I know most of you don't use the Apple Mail app, so let's go ahead and get that true dark mode for our Gmail app. The tweak we'll be using is called Gmail Midnight, and this tweak provides a few settings for us, so let's go take a quick look at those. And we have our original enable toggle, we have our toggle with Noctis, and we have our dark keyboard option, which I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. I explained it, I think 2 or 3 times already in this video. And we also have an extra option called color email body. This will color the body of your email. Anything that is white, it will be colored into dark. Now keep in mind that if it's a image, it will not be able to color it. So let me go ahead and show you an example. If we go into our regular email app and go into this Twitch email, the background is colored white. Now, if we go into our Gmail and open the same email, the background is now removed and it's colored in the same true dark mode theme that we have, which is amazing. It blends in and it's easier on our eyes, of course. And that's pretty much it for how to get a true dark mode theme on your Gmail app using Gmail Midnight. Now let's go on to some additional tweaks I have for you to enable a true dark mode theme in some areas where some of these tweaks do not touch that much or don't even touch at all. So yeah. Bubbles. Bubbles is a tweak that pretty much gives you this cool effect in your text messages. Bubbles. Bubbles is a tweak that pretty much gives you this cool effect in your text messages. So we go into one of these here. You can see we have the little cool outline on the text messages. But what I like about this is if you're on your lock screen and you receive a text message and you reply within the lock screen, you actually don't get Eclipse affecting that little message bar and it's actually white. With bubbles, it actually takes that and actually affects it. So let me go ahead and send myself a message. Let me go ahead and text myself. Let's lock our phone first so I can show you what I mean. I sent myself a message. I received the message. And now I'm swipe over and hit view. And as you can see, I now have that true dark effect in that little message area. And I can just reply. Now this is quite bugged out. It sends it in a gray format. I don't know why. But the whole point of this is having that true dark in that little area that Noctis nor Eclipse touch for some reason. But that is bubbles, and let's go take it some of the settings it provides for us. On the settings, we have 3 presets. One is dark, which is a dark gray. One is light, which is obviously light. Then the last one is black, which is your true black for your true black theme. You're going to have your enable toggle, obviously, and you're going to have your Noctis control, which I have disabled because it won't work with mine. But then you're going to have your preset configuration. So if you go into black, you have these options here. And I left everything almost at default. The only thing I touched was the colors down here, which is the iMessage bubbles and the SMS bubbles. And you also have bubble trails and bubble borders only. This will give you the little outline of the bubble. I think it will be disabled when you first install the tweak, so just have that regular blue bubble message with your text inside. This will give you a little outline out of it. And we also have these things down here, which is the incoming message link, iMessage link, which I have no clue what it does. Some of you might say, oh, that's the reason you're getting the orange because there's the orange right there. No, I actually changed the color and it didn't change at all. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Then you have your SMS links, which I also have as blue. You have your send button for both iMessage and SMS. I actually changed these to have the same baby blue. I like to keep everything actually organized in one color so it looks stock as possible. And you have some chat entry text. And honestly, all this is default because it just looks great. There's nothing to argue about. So yeah. That is the tweak bubbles on how to apply that true dark theme in that little small message area when you reply to a message on the lock screen. Now let's go on to our next tweak. LAETUS is a keyboard tweak. Now this allows us to change the color of our keyboard, and I like it because it kind of keeps the original look of the stock iOS keyboard. For example, those little outlines around the letters, and it's very basic. It also has a true dark mode option, which I do not like because it actually removes those little outlines on the letters. But let's take a look at some of the settings right quick. So there's not much. There's your enable. There's your true black option, which I have disabled because I don't like it, like I said. Then you have your use custom colors. Now I have the background as black, obviously, and the text as white. Now you don't have to use this tweak. You have other options like nude keys, but this is what I use to get a overall theme of a true dark mode on the keyboard. And I do not use the Eclipse keyboard option because it doesn't apply around the whole entire system for some apps. For example, Cydia, when I type in there, I actually get the white iOS color, and it doesn't blend in with the whole entire theme that we're going for here. And this is the tweak I use to fix that. There you go, once again, LAETUS. For our last and final tweak for a social media app that I've been holding back, it's going to be Snapchat. And the reason I was holding this back is because Snapchat is against Cydia tweaks and is banning accounts. And if you're a repeated offender, obviously they're going to permanently ban you. But there is a workaround to this. You just have to follow the steps in the correct order so you don't get banned. So this is pretty much how it goes. You want to have your Snapchat app downloaded and installed, and you will have to be logged in. Now for newcomers, you might be logged out, who knows, but this is an issue I had. So make sure you're logged in. Then the next thing you have to do is download a tweak called Liberty. I'm not sure if it's a paid tweak, but there is a free version called Liberty Lite. So once you have that downloaded and installed, you want to go into your settings and you're going to look for Liberty. You want to go into the block jailbreak detection. And you want to enable that for Snapchat. Then you want to back out, go back into your home, and go back into your Cydia, and you want to look for the tweak called LUMINOUS. This is the tweak that's going to give us a dark mode for our Snapchat. Once you download that and installed it, we're going to go into our settings once again, and we're going to go into LUMINOUS. We're going to enable that up there in that toggle, and you want to go into our additional settings and start customizing. As you can see, there's not much settings. There's just 3, which is your text color, your save messages color, and your status bar icon color. Once you have that enabled, I recommend you do a respring. And when you respring, close out your Snapchat app, and you're going to go and open it once again. And if successful, you will have a true dark mode. So let me go over here. Go into friends. Now, I do not have any friends. I do not use Snapchat whatsoever, but you pretty much get the point here. This is how it looks like. Let me open this up. Never mind. Let me go into, where can we go here? I really do not know how to use this app. So, let me go into friends. Nope. Let me go to here, and as you can see here, it is a true dark mode. And honestly, guys, if you want to follow me on Snapchat, I could be your test guinea pig. In other words, if you're scared to install this tweak because you might get banned, I could go ahead and test this for 2 weeks. Basically, follow me, I'll follow you back so I can get some type of activity down my news feed so I don't get bored. And within 2 weeks, I'll let you guys know if I got banned or not because I don't use this platform, so I don't really care if they ban me or not. But yeah, that's how you get a true dark mode theme on your Snapchat app using LUMINOUS. And that's pretty much it, guys, on how to get a true dark mode theme on your iOS device and also on some of your social media apps to get the best performance of battery life on your iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 devices. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the video if you liked it. You know what to do if you don't like it. And also, if you'd like to see more of my future jailbreak tweak videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. But right before I leave, I'd like to say thank you for the support that I got on my first jailbreak tweak video. It hit 1,000 views in 1 week. Now, I'm a small channel, so that's a lot to me. From others, it might be a little. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye once again.